Have you ever looked at yourself and felt disconnected? Not from your appearance, but from your essence. You're alive, yes, breathing, moving, but do you feel like the person you were meant to be? Most people don't realize this. The way you see yourself shapes everything you do. How you treat yourself, how you let others treat you, what you believe you deserve, and what you believe you're capable of. But here's the truth. That image you carry in your mind, it's not fixed. It's not final. And it's not even fully true. The Stoics taught us that identity isn't something you're given. It's something you craft. Through choices, through awareness, through disciplined reflection and courageous action. This isn't about motivation. It's about clarity. A shift in perspective that will change the way you see yourself forever. So if you're ready to let go of the version of you that's been shaped by fear, failure, and false belief, and step into the person you were always capable of becoming, let's begin. 1. You are not your thoughts. For most of us, our minds feel like a storm, a relentless flood of worries, doubts, judgments, and fears. We often believe we are those thoughts. Every anxious prediction, every harsh critique we silently whisper to ourselves, every self-doubt that chips away at our confidence. It's easy to get lost in this mental chaos, mistaking the noise for our true identity, thinking, this is who I am. But the Stoics offer us a different, liberating truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of those thoughts, the silent witness watching them rise and fall, like clouds passing across the vast sky. No matter how dark or stormy, the sky itself remains untouched. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, reminded himself and us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your thoughts are not commands to obey. They are visitors, sometimes unwelcome, sometimes confusing, but always temporary. When negative thoughts flood in, those fears about failure, those whispers of inadequacy, you don't have to accept them as your truth. You don't have to act on every impulse, believe every judgment, or feed every doubt. Instead, you can step back, take a breath, and observe. Watch those thoughts come and go, like clouds drifting lazily across an endless sky. Some are heavy and dark, promising storms. Others light and fleeting, disappearing before you fully grasp them. This simple shift from being your thoughts to watching your thoughts is the cornerstone of true self-mastery. It creates distance between who you are and what you think. And with that distance comes freedom. Because once you realize you are not defined by every fleeting thought, you unlock the power to choose which thoughts deserve your attention and which thoughts you can let slip quietly away. In that space between thought and response, you find your true strength, your calm, your freedom. 2. You are not your past. We often look at our past like a mirror, believing it reflects exactly who we are, the things we regret, the worlds we wish we could take back, the moments we wished had gone differently. But the Stoics remind us, you are not the sum of your past mistakes. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. And you are not bound by the things you didn't yet know. Seneca wrote, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. That means you are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to grow beyond who you once were. Your past is not your prison. It is your professor. Yes, it hurt. Yes, you failed. Yes, maybe you let yourself down. But what matters more is what you do now, with the wisdom that pain gave you. Too often, we carry our past like a chain. We replay memories, punishing ourselves over and over. But guilt without growth is just suffering. The Stoic path is not about denying what happened. It's about transforming it. Ask yourself, what did that failure teach you? What strength was born in that heartbreak? What clarity came from being broken? Your past can inform you, but it doesn't have to define you. You are not stuck. You are not cursed. You are not condemned. You are a living, breathing work in progress. And progress means motion. It means leaving behind what no longer serves you, not with resentment, but with reverence. You survived it. You learned from it. Now use it, because your past is a place of reference, not residence. And the future you build starts with the story you choose to tell yourself today.
3. Your true worth is your character. In today's world, your value is measured in numbers. How many followers you have, how much money you make, how loud your name echoes in the crowd. But the Stoics never believed that external things defined a human being. Your worth, they said, is not in your title, your possessions, or your applause. It is in something far more permanent, your character. Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. And what we want, deep down, is to feel like we matter, like we are enough. But here's the truth. You already are. Not because of what you have, but because of what you choose to be. Your character is built in the quiet moments, in how you treat people who can do nothing for you, in what you do when no one is watching, in how you hold yourself when things fall apart. That is your real value. Not your resume, not your reputation, not your recognition. The Stoic doesn't chase validation. They embody virtue. They ask, am I acting with courage? Am I living with integrity? Am I practicing discipline? Am I being just? Because when you focus on your character, you become untouchable. External things can come and go. People can turn against you. Your name can be forgotten. But who you are, your essence, remains. Seneca warned, no man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. When you attach your self-worth to fleeting things, you set yourself up for suffering. But when your worth is anchored in virtue, you rise above life's highs and lows with quiet confidence. Your character is your currency. It's the one thing no one can take from you, and the one thing that gives lasting meaning to everything else. 4. You are not your emotions. Emotions are powerful. They can lift you to joy or drag you into rage. But the Stoics teach us something essential. You are not your emotions. You are the one who feels them, but you do not have to become them. Epictetus said, it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Anger, sadness, fear, jealousy. These feelings do not arise out of nowhere. They are born from how we interpret what happens to us. An interpretation is a choice. Yes, emotions are real, but they're not permanent. They're passing waves, not the ocean itself. You can feel a wave of anger and let it pass. You can sit with your sadness and still move forward. Most people react because they believe that emotions are instructions. I feel angry, so I must yell. I feel fear, so I must run. I feel hurt, so I must hurt back. But the Stoic pauses and asks, is this emotion useful? Does it serve reason, or does it cloud it? Seneca warned, anger is a temporary madness. If you wouldn't act while mad, don't act while angry. The Stoic doesn't suppress emotions, they master them. They let them rise, and then they choose how to respond. They know they don't have to be ruled by every emotional gust of wind. Imagine a fire. It can cook your food or burn down your home. Emotion is the flame. Wisdom is the hand that holds it. Your emotions are part of you, but they are not the whole of you. You are not defined by a single bad day or a single burst of pain. You are defined by what you do with it, by how you carry it, by how you rise above it. So when the storm comes, feel it, acknowledge it, but don't become it. Because the one who controls his emotions is the one who controls his destiny. 5. You are meant to grow and evolve. We often act as if who we are today is who we're destined to be forever. But the Stoics knew better. They believed that growth is your nature, that the very purpose of your life is to evolve, to become wiser, calmer, stronger, and more virtuous with each passing day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Not in a harsh or punishing way, but in a disciplined and loving way. Because growth requires honesty, it requires accountability, it requires work.
You're not supposed to have everything figured out. You're supposed to try, to reflect, to fall and get back up. You are not a fixed identity. You are a living process, a canvas that's still being painted. And yes, some brushstrokes will be messy, some chapters painful, some lessons hard-earned. But that is what makes your journey beautiful. The Stoic understands that setbacks aren't failures. They are feedback. Mistakes aren't shameful. They are stepping stones. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." If you want to grow, you must be willing to face discomfort, to leave behind who you were and become who you were meant to be. Don't fear your imperfections. They are not flaws in your design. They are invitations to evolve. Growth is slow. It's often invisible, but it's always happening when you stay committed to your values. And the moment you believe you're capable of change, you start becoming someone new. So don't settle for who you were yesterday. Outgrow your doubts. Challenge your limits. Let each day be proof that you are not stuck, you are in motion. 6. You are the author of your life story. There are two ways to live your life. You can be a passenger, drifting from event to event, letting others write your script, or you can take the pen into your own hands and become the author of your story. The Stoics remind us, you don't control what happens, but you always control how you interpret what happens. And in that power of interpretation lies your ability to change your life. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every challenge, you can frame it as cruelty or as a calling to rise. Every failure, you can treat it as proof you're not enough or as the forge that shaped your strength. The story you tell yourself about your life becomes the life you live. If you constantly say, "I'm broken, I'm unlucky, I'm not good enough," you're writing a tragedy. But if you choose to say, "I'm learning, I'm resilient, I'm becoming," you're writing a transformation. The Stoic does not wait to be rescued. He rewrites the narrative. He reframes the pain. He finds the lesson, and he keeps going. Even in the face of suffering, even in the quiet moments no one sees, he's writing a masterpiece, one choice at a time. You don't need to erase the past. You only need to decide what it means and where you go from here. You are the narrator, the editor, the main character, and the author. So don't wait for someone else to give you meaning. Pick up the pen and write something worth living. What if everything you believed about yourself was just a story? A story shaped by old wounds, other people's opinions, temporary emotions, and moments that no longer define you. What if you could choose a new lens right now to see yourself not as broken, but becoming? That's what the Stoics give us, a new way to see, not through ego, not through shame, but through truth. You are not your thoughts. You are not your past. You are not your emotions. You are not your fears. You are the observer, the learner, the builder of character, the one with the courage to change. You are the author of your life, and every day is a fresh page. The Stoics didn't teach us to avoid hardship. They taught us to transform through it. They showed us that peace comes from within, that meaning is built through action, that self-respect is earned moment by moment. So, when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask, "What do they think of me?" Ask, "What kind of person will I choose to be today?" Because once you change how you see yourself, you change how you show up in the world. If this message shifted something in you, share it with someone who needs it. Reflect on it. Come back to it often. Let it remind you who you really are. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You're just getting started. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and remember, who you become is up to you.